Happy Easter everyone! Welcome to the Easter 2024 Recipe Throwdown hosted by Chef Alex Cardinale. Chef Alex Cardinale will be giving out 14 delicious recipes that you can use for Easter this Sunday. There will be Easter breakfast recipes, Easter dinner recipes, and Easter dessert recipes. Recipes to be given out include eggs Benedict, macaroni and cheese, Mountain Dew glazed ham, prime rib, carrot cake, cheesecakes, and more. Chef Alex will also answer your cooking questions if you need help with Easter dinner. The Easter 2024 Recipe Throwdown begins right now. Happy Easter, here is your host Chef Alex Cardinale.
Happy Easter everyone! Welcome to the Easter 2024 Recipe Throwdown. I'm your host, Chef Alex Cardinale, and once again, I'm taking over the REAL Alex Cardinale YouTube channel with another recipe throwdown. Tonight, I am doing a Easter recipe throwdown. Easter is this Sunday. Are you ready for Easter? And are you excited for Easter? Are you looking forward to cooking Easter dinner? I know that I am. And if you need help with Easter dinner, I am here to help. Tonight, I have 14 delicious Easter recipes that I'm going to share with each and every one of you. I've got Easter breakfast recipes to help you on Easter morning. I've got Easter dinner recipes, and I've got Easter dessert recipes. I'm going to give out delicious recipes such as eggs Benedict, pasta frittata, broccoli and cheddar quiche, glazed ham, Mountain Dew glazed ham, prime rib, macaroni and cheese, carrot cake, cannoli cookies, and a whole lot more. And if you need help cooking Easter dinner, I, Chef Alex Cardinale, am here to help you out. I would like to thank everyone that is watching this video, whether you're watching live or you're catching the replay of this video. I greatly appreciate your view. Be sure to smash that like button and share this video with your friends so that they can see it. Feel free to use any of the recipes that I mentioned on tonight's show. All right. Do you need help with Easter dinner? If you need help with Easter dinner, feel free to post any questions in the comments and I will answer your questions. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start with Easter breakfast recipes. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, right? We have to start our Easter off right with a really delicious breakfast. So I have some really good Easter breakfast recipes for you. Up first, we have a classic breakfast, eggs Benedict. You will traditionally find eggs Benedict at restaurants. It's a really great dish, a really delicious dish. So here is my recipe for eggs Benedict. Here are the ingredients for the homemade hollandaise sauce. 4 egg yolks, 1 to 3.5 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of water, a half teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 pinch of ground white pepper, 1 cup of butter melted, 1 teaspoon of hot water or more as needed, a quarter teaspoon of salt or to taste. And for the eggs Benedict, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of distilled white vinegar, 8 eggs, 8 strips of Canadian-style bacon, 4 English muffins split, 2 tablespoons of butter softened. Now, if you're not a fan of Canadian-style bacon, which is like ham, then you could use regular bacon, or you could use chicken, country fried steak. I love eggs Benedict with country fried steak. I had that at a breakfast restaurant here in Palm Beach County called Peach Place. They make a nice eggs Benedict with fried steak, and it's absolutely delicious. So you can definitely swap the meat for other meats if you want. This is a very versatile recipe. All right, to make the hollandaise, whisk egg yolks, lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of water, Worcestershire sauce, and white pepper in the top of a double boiler over simmering water. Add melted butter 1 or 2 tablespoons at a time while whisking yolks constantly. If hollandaise begins to get too thick, add a teaspoon or 2 of hot water. Continue whisking until all the butter is incorporated. Whisk in salt, then remove from heat. Place a lid on the pan to keep the sauce warm. Now, let's make our eggs Benedict. Fill a large sauce pot with 2 to 3 inches of water and bring to a boil. Reduce heat to medium-low, pour in vinegar, and keep water at a gentle simmer. Crack an egg into a small bowl, then gently slip egg into simmering water, holding the bowl just above the surface of water. Repeat with the remaining eggs. Cook eggs until whites are firm and yolks have thickened but are not hard, 2.5 to 3 minutes. Remove eggs from water with a slotted spoon, dab on a kitchen towel to remove excess water, and place onto a warm plate. Meanwhile, set an oven rack about 6 inches from the heat source and preheat the oven's broiler. Brown bacon in a medium skillet over medium-high heat. Toast English muffins on a baking sheet under the preheated broiler. To serve eggs Benedict, spread toasted muffins with softened butter and top each one with a slice of bacon, followed by 1 poached egg. Place 2 muffins on each plate and drizzle with hollandaise sauce. Sprinkle with chopped chives and serve immediately. And there is your delicious eggs Benedict recipe. All right, let's get to our next Easter breakfast recipe. And our next breakfast recipe is going to be a delicious strawberry cream cheese stuffed French toast. And this recipe is so delicious and so simple. So you're going to need 6 eggs. You're going to need a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. You're going to need a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and you're going to need about 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. You're going to whisk together the eggs with the sugar, the vanilla, and the cinnamon, and whisk until well combined. You're then going to need some slices of bread. You could use brioche bread or regular sandwich bread. And you're going to need some cream cheese and some sliced strawberries. So in one end of a bread slice, you're going to spread some cream cheese, and then you're going to take some sliced strawberries and put them over the cream cheese. Then you're going to make a sandwich with another slice of bread, and you're going to dip that sandwich into the egg mixture, and you're going to cook that on a preheated griddle with non-stick cooking spray or a saute pan with non-stick cooking spray. And you're going to cook your French toast for about 4 or 5 minutes per side. And there is your delicious strawberry cream cheese French toast. Can't get any better than that. That is an absolutely delicious Easter breakfast recipe. All right, so my next Easter breakfast recipe is a delicious quiche which is perfect for Easter around noontime. It's almost like an Easter brunch recipe. It is broccoli and cheddar quiche. And this is my all-time favorite quiche. I love broccoli and cheddar quiche. So here's my recipe for broccoli and cheddar quiche. You will need 1 9-inch deep dish prepared pie crust, 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil or as needed, 2 cups of broccoli, florets chopped, 4 eggs, 1/2 cup of milk, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme, a 1/2 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Those are your ingredients. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Line a baking sheet with aluminum foil. Place pie crust into a 9-inch deep pie dish and prick crust all over with a fork. Brush with oil. Place crust onto prepared baking sheet. Bake crust in the preheated oven for 8 minutes. Place broccoli into a bowl and microwave on high until broccoli is bright green and slightly tender, about 4 minutes. Whisk eggs, milk, Dijon mustard, oregano, salt, pepper, and thyme in a bowl. Stir broccoli into egg mixture. Pour mixture into crust and sprinkle quiche with cheddar and Parmesan cheeses. Place pie dish on the baking sheet. Bake until a knife inserted into the middle of the quiche comes out clean, about 40 minutes. And let stand before cutting. And that is a delicious brunch recipe and a delicious Easter breakfast recipe. And now my final breakfast recipe is another one that is great for brunch around noon, and it is a pasta frittata, an Italian version of quiche. It's basically leftover spaghetti mixed with eggs, and it's a very delicious, almost spaghetti pie-like breakfast item. So here is my recipe for pasta. You want leftover pasta. You could use spaghetti, linguine, or fettuccine. Or you can make fresh spaghetti using a fresh box of pasta if you don't have any leftovers. Salt and pepper to taste. 4 tablespoons of butter or extra virgin olive oil. 1/4 cup of minced pancetta, bacon, or prosciutto. That is optional. If you don't like meat, you don't have to have meat in it. You can leave it out. 6 eggs and 1 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. If using leftover cooked pasta, chop it up. If using dried pasta, bring a large pot of water to a boil and salt it. Cook pasta until barely tender, somewhat sort of where you would normally cook it. Drain and immediately toss it in a wide bowl with half the butter or oil. Cool it a bit. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Put remaining butter or oil in a large non-stick oven-proof skillet and turn heat to medium-high. If you're using meat, add it and cook, stirring occasionally until crisp, 3 to 5 minutes. If you're not using meat, proceed. In a large bowl, combine pasta with remaining ingredients along with salt and pepper. Use less salt if you're using meat. Pour into skillet and turn heat to medium-low. Use a spoon if necessary to even out top of frittata. Cook undisturbed until mixture firms up on bottom. Then transfer to oven. Bake just until top is set, about 10 minutes. Remove and serve hot or at room temperature. And that is a delicious pasta frittata, which is perfect for Easter. And those are all my delicious Easter breakfast recipes. Now it is time for my delicious Easter dinner recipes. It's time for the big meal on Easter Day. And the big meal on Easter Day is Easter dinner. And one of the meats that is traditionally served on Easter is ham. And one of my favorite ways to make a spiral ham is a Mountain Dew glazed ham. So here is my recipe for a Mountain Dew glazed ham. This is the recipe I use for this delicious Mountain Dew glazed ham. You will need a spotted ham, any size, depending on how big your family is. You will need 1 cup of brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of Mountain Dew soda, 2 tablespoons of original Mountain Dew soda, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 4 slices of pineapple, fresh or canned, optional, 4 maraschino cherries, which is also optional. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Pour the 1/4 cup of Mountain Dew into the baking dish. In a medium bowl, whisk together brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, onion powder, ground ginger, and paprika together to form a thick paste. So sorry about that. We just had tech issues. I'm going to repeat those instructions just in case anyone missed it due to the tech issues. In a medium bowl, whisk together the brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of Mountain Dew, garlic powder, onion powder, ground ginger, and paprika together to form a thick paste. Place the ham in the prepared baking dish. Use a sharp knife to cut thin slices in the top of the ham. Spread half of the glaze on top of the ham. Optionally, affix pineapple rings with maraschino cherries to the ham using toothpicks. Bake the ham for 1 hour, basting with the juice from the bottom every 20 minutes. When 20 minutes remain, spread the remaining glaze on top of the ham and bake for the remainder of the time. Let your ham cool for 10 minutes, then thinly slice. And there is your delicious Mountain Dew glazed ham. It is absolutely yummy, and I think you're going to like it. So my next Easter dinner recipe is a delicious prime rib. Prime rib is another staple on Easter dinner tables. So here is my recipe for a delicious roasted prime rib. You're going to need a standing rib roast. You're going to need 1 stick of butter at room temperature. You're going to need a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, some Italian seasoning, and some chopped parsley. Take your room temperature butter and combine it with all the seasoning and mix well. Then spread that over your prime rib. Preheat your oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, I know it's a really hot oven, but we're going to cook our prime rib at 500 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 minutes per pound. So let's say, for example, we have a 5-pound standing rib roast. That means we're going to cook our 5-pound standing rib roast at 500 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. So 5 minutes per pound at 500 degrees Fahrenheit. At the end of the cooking time, turn off the oven and keep the prime rib in the oven for 2 hours. This is going to allow the prime rib to cool down and stay at a great temperature. And trust me, I guarantee you, you will have a delicious, moist, medium rare, juicy prime rib. Do not cook your prime rib any longer than necessary because it will not be medium rare if you continue cooking it. So only do 5 minutes per pound. All right, now that we have our main dishes for Easter, we've got our Mountain Dew glazed ham and we've got prime rib. Now I've got some side dishes for you. I'm going to give you some side dish recipes. So my next recipe is my delicious macaroni and cheese. And I make this for Thanksgiving, I make it for Christmas, and I'm definitely going to make it this Sunday for Easter. So I make a big batch of my macaroni and cheese because I'm feeding 7 people. So you can definitely shrink this down if you want to. Or you can have plenty of leftovers if you like leftover mac and cheese like my family does. So you'll need 3 pounds of pasta, and you can use any kind of pasta you like. I've used rigatoni, I've used penne, I've used elbows, I've used shells, I've even used bow ties, I even used rotini. So you can use whatever pasta shape you like. You will need 4 cups of milk. Use whole milk if you can. You will need a cup of heavy whipping cream. You will need 3 cans of Campbell's cream of cheddar soup. You will need some Velveeta, the Velveeta melting block. That's going to add some flavor to our mac and cheese. You're going to need about 3 or 4 bags of shredded cheese. You can use a mixture of cheese. You can use cheddar, Mexican cheese, Monterey Jack, and even mozzarella. Whatever cheeses you use, it's your personal preference. Use whatever cheese you like. You could also use fresh cheese that you shred yourself. If you happen to have a cheese shredder, go ahead and shred the cheese yourself and save yourself some money. I like to add my secret ingredient for my macaroni and cheese. I like to add a half cup of chicken broth for a little bit of chicken flavor, some salt and pepper to taste, a teaspoon of Dijon mustard for some nice flavoring, and your favorite seasonings. So first, we're going to create the sauce. We're going to melt a stick of butter, and we're going to add a 1/4 cup of flour to that, and that's going to create a roux. Then we're going to add in our liquid, which is the chicken broth, the milk, and the heavy whipping cream. And we're going to whisk that in until it's nice and thickened. Then we're going to add in our Velveeta and the Campbell's cream of cheddar soup. And then we're going to let that simmer for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to add our salt and pepper and the seasonings that we're going to be using. And then we're going to add in half of our shredded cheese and put that to the side. Now we can start cooking our pasta. Cook your pasta till just about al dente, about 7 minutes, and drain and pour it in an aluminum pan. Combine the pasta with the prepared macaroni and cheese sauce. Then spread the rest of the cheese on top of the pasta and bake it in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 25 minutes, and you've got a delicious homemade macaroni and cheese. Now, you could easily add breadcrumbs to the top for some more flavor, or even crushed up Ritz crackers with butter, and that'll give it a nice flavor as well. All right, so my next recipe is a perfect side dish for Easter. It is delicious homemade honey roasted carrots. So here is my honey roasted carrots recipe. For honey roasted carrots, you're going to need 2 bags of baby carrots. You're going to need some melted butter. So 1 stick of melted butter. To that melted butter, you're going to add some salt and pepper and your favorite seasoning. I just use Italian seasoning. And you're also going to add 3 tablespoons of honey to that melted butter. Spray a cooking spray with non-stick spray, and then you're going to simply combine the carrots with our melted butter and honey mixture and place that on the cookie tray. Bake at a 400-degree oven for about 25 minutes or until the carrots are nice and soft. And there is your delicious honey roasted carrots. And my final side dish for Easter dinner is a delicious Chef Alex roasted potatoes. Potatoes are a classic on Easter tables. So here is my delicious Chef Alex roasted potatoes recipe. You're going to need some sliced potatoes. You can use red potatoes, you can use Idaho potatoes, or even gold potatoes or Yukon potatoes. Whatever potatoes fit your fantasy, feel free to use them. Slice them into about 2-inch cubes. Then you're going to also melt 1 stick of butter, and you're going to add salt and pepper, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, and some paprika. And you're going to combine that together and mix with the potatoes and bake at a 400-degree oven for about 30 minutes or until the potatoes are nice and tender. And there is your delicious roasted potatoes that are absolutely out of this world and are absolutely perfect for Easter. All right, so far we have Easter breakfast and Easter dinner recipes. Now it's almost time for our main event and the conclusion of this show. And our event tonight is going to be some delicious Easter recipes. So as I said, our main event tonight is going to be some delicious Easter dessert recipes. But right now, here is what you can look forward to this Saturday on a Happy Easter Saturday Live, because this weekend it is Easter, and that means this weekend Saturday Live.
Get ready for Easter, everyone. On the next Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale, it's an Easter-themed Saturday Live since it will be held on Easter Eve. Live Saturday, March 30th, 2024, at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It's Happy Easter Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale. Chef Alex will have Easter dinner tips and Easter recipes. The animal of the week will be the bunny, aka rabbit. Get ready to learn about bunnies just in time for Easter. Sergeant Slaughter will have facts on Easter, Universal Studios, and Carvel ice cream. Oasis Aquatics featured fish will be the true freshwater tiger moray eel. Aquascape Online featured fish is the wolf fish. Aqua Alex's featured fish is a saltwater fish known as a fox-faced rabbitfish. Let's recap March and discuss Easter gift ideas with Alex Cardinale. Plus, more best WrestleMania matches as WrestleMania draws closer, Yankees Spotlight, Karens of the Week, and so much more. Happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale, live Saturday, March 30th, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale.
I cannot wait for Happy Easter Saturday Live this Saturday. We get to celebrate Easter on Saturday Live. All right, it is now time for our main event, and it is now time for some Easter dessert recipes. So my first Easter dessert recipe is perfect for Easter, and it is a delicious homemade strawberry cheesecake. So for strawberry cheesecake, we are going to be using the Philadelphia cream cheese recipe. So we're going to need 4 8-ounce packages of Philadelphia cream cheese softened, 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 4 eggs. Now, you're going to preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And I also should mention you're going to want to use a prepared store-bought pie crust, or you can make one in your own cheesecake springform pan. Now you're going to combine the cream cheese, the sugar, vanilla, and the eggs until well combined. Make sure your eggs are at room temperature and nice and softened. Then you're going to pour that into your prepared pie crust, and you're going to bake at 325 for about 55 minutes, or until your cheesecake jiggles just a little bit when you take it out of the oven after 55 minutes. Then you're going to let it set at room temperature for an hour before you cover it and put it in the fridge overnight, or at least 4 hours. Then you're ready to serve it, and you top it with delicious strawberry pie filling. Now, let's face it, we are busy during Easter, so we're not always going to have the time to make a homemade strawberry cheesecake topping. So you could use a Duncan Hines strawberry cake and pie filling, like I do sometimes, but you can make your own strawberry pie filling if you want. To make your own strawberry pie filling, you're going to need a half cup of water. You're going to need a cup of sugar and some frozen strawberries. So put a half cup of water in a saucepan and add your sugar and your frozen strawberries and bring to a boil. Then you're going to place that in a blender and mix well until it is nice and combined. And that is your delicious strawberry pie filling, homemade for your strawberry cheesecake. All right, now I've got another cheesecake recipe for you. I'm going to be making this for my brother this Easter, and it's a peanut butter cookie dough cheesecake. You know, for Christmas, I made a chocolate chip cookie dough cheesecake 3 months ago, and my family loved it. Now, this time for Easter, I'm going to be making a peanut butter cookie dough cheesecake. Same cheesecake recipe, except we're going to be adding peanut butter cookie dough as our crust in a cheesecake pan, and we're going to add peanut butter cookie dough inside the cheesecake. So follow the cheesecake instructions from the strawberry cheesecake, but there is no strawberry pie filling. We're going to use a peanut butter cookie dough for the base. We're going to bake that peanut butter cookie dough in the oven, and then we're going to add peanut butter cookie dough to the cheesecake itself when we bake it. All right, my next dessert recipe is a delicious carrot cake. What is symbolic with Easter for dessert? Well, definitely it is carrot cake. You can't have Easter without carrot cake. So here is the carrot cake recipe that I use. 6 cups of grated carrots, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of raisins, 4 eggs, 1.5 cups of white sugar, 1 cup of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 cup of crushed pineapple drained, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Combine grated carrots and brown sugar in a medium bowl. Let sit for 1 hour, then stir in raisins. Preheat the oven to 350. Grease and flour 2 10-inch round cake pans. Beat eggs in a large bowl until light. Gradually beat in white sugar, oil, and vanilla. Stir in pineapple. Combine flour, cinnamon, baking soda, and salt in a separate bowl, then stir into egg mixture until absorbed. Stir in carrot mixture and walnuts. Pour evenly into the prepared pans. Bake in the preheated oven until a inserted toothpick comes out clean, 45 to 50 minutes, and cool for 10 minutes before removing cake layers from the pans and let cool completely. Now we're going to make a delicious cream cheese frosting. You're going to need 16 ounces of softened cream cheese at room temperature, 2 cups of powdered sugar, some Cool Whip, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Combine the cream cheese, powdered sugar, vanilla extract together and mix well. Then add in your Cool Whip, and then you're ready to frost your delicious carrot cake. And that is a very simple yet yummy carrot cake. All right, our last and final recipe for this year's Easter recipe throwdown is delicious cannoli cookies. And you can see me make homemade cannoli cookies on my 10-year YouTube anniversary that I did earlier this month. Anyway, here is my recipe for delicious cannoli cookies. The cookies themselves are a sugar shortbread cookie. So you're going to need 1 cup of Crisco all-vegetable shortening, 1.5 cups of sugar, 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a half teaspoon of salt. Heat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Line your baking sheets with parchment paper. Beat shortening and sugar in a large bowl with mixer on high speed for 2 minutes. Add eggs and vanilla and beat until smooth. Beat in flour, baking soda, and salt until combined. Drop by rounded tablespoon 2 inches apart on a prepared baking sheet. Bake 9 to 11 minutes or until lightly browned. Cool for 2 minutes and let cool completely. Now we're going to make our cannoli filling. Combine 1 container of ricotta cheese, a package of cream cheese or mascarpone cheese, 2 cups of powdered sugar, and some mini chocolate chips, some vanilla extract, some orange extract or lemon extract or lemon juice, about a teaspoon of orange extract or lemon extract. Combine all the cannoli filling ingredients and mix well. And then you're going to create a sandwich by taking a cookie scoop and scooping a dollop of the filling into one end of the cookie and then top with another cookie to create a cannoli cookie sandwich. It is absolutely delicious, and I think you're going to enjoy these delicious cannoli cookies. And I'll be making the cannoli cookies for Easter this year. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are all the recipes that I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the Easter 2024 recipe throwdown. What are you making for Easter this year? This year for Easter, I am making a turkey, ham, macaroni and cheese, and helping my mom make her side dishes. And for dessert, like I said, I'm making cannoli cookies, strawberry cheesecake, and my brother, I'm making him a peanut butter cookie dough cheesecake, and maybe I'll make a homemade carrot cake. All right, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching the Easter 2024 Recipe Throwdown. Happy Easter this Sunday. I hope you have a great Easter Sunday and a great Easter dinner with all your family members. The next Recipe Throwdown is going to be in 4 months, and it's going to be for the 4th of July. So get ready for the 4th of July Recipe Throwdown in just about 4 months. I might do a Memorial Day Recipe Throwdown too, so I'm not sure yet. But I do know for sure there'll definitely be a 4th of July Recipe Throwdown coming up in 4 months. Happy Easter, everyone. Thank you for watching. Have a great Easter and a great Easter dinner, and be sure to use my Easter recipes. Chef Alex Cardinale from Green Acres, Florida, wishing you a happy Easter and a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching this live stream of the Real Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed the show. I want to thank you all for your patronage for the last 10 years. It's going to be incredible riding into the future with more awesome live streams and videos. Aqua Alex Cardinale, Chef Alex Cardinale, WWE fan Alex Cardinale, Detective Alex Cardinale, and the Real Alex Cardinale would like to thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this live stream, please smash that like button. If you are new to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button and become a legendary viewer and a legendary Cardinale. Check out the Real Alex Cardinale on social media. Facebook Alex Cardinale, American Alex. Instagram instagram.com/Alex Cardinale 93. Fish keepers, please join our amazing Facebook fish keeping group Aquarium Obsession. Check out and support Oasis Aquatics, our amazing supporter since July of 2023. www.oasisaquaticsnj.com. Follow Oasis Aquatics on Facebook and Instagram. Have a good night and thanks for watching. Stay legendary.